I never have... Never trust a tourist advertisement.
Now get out. At last, Mr. Charles Reed.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes Vanderberg.
Much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont.
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue.
Reaching Oakmont was no easy. Why?
Oakmont? But you... Okay, don't worry, you can't miss him. Fear not.
Sounds...
Don't judge a book by its...
What's the best way to get around Oakmont?
Most locals go by foot.
You're too kind, Johannes.
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places. No.
Oh, before you go.
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is final.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator. Just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
If I may ask...
Why do you?
Well...
Is it? Says he was barely conscious, out of...
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers. Mark my words.
I've heard you're the man to speak.
Another...
Can I ask you...
Well,
I take it you're not...
those fish vapor now.
So they're just...
Not to mention...
Mr. Throg...
What makes you...
Well, that's...
fairer?
I need to know...
Tame. This fisherman supposed...
Anything else?
Clearly.
Sorry, did you just say... Vera?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. Vera means fine.
You mentioned...
Yes.
As much as I'm...
Fine.
I've said everything I know.
This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed. Take tremendous effort to move this thing.
Let's see what you
tossing
find,
it over
fella.
like this. Hello? Hey, can you hear me? It's okay.
Oh,
I want to know what happened.
I don't... he came back.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. And he woke...
Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will. We moved here after the flood.
Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. Kay be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. I have no idea what Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to.
Do you know how?
I don't know.
I'll leave you to it.
Please.
I don't know yet. Choo-choo. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much. Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work. Take this. Yeah, run!
What's happening?
Okay, let's see what we have here. Take this, ape face. Yeah, run! When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled. There was a fierce fight here, and someone tried to flee. So the fishermen pursued Albert, even let off a few shots. wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong. While Albert was wounded, he managed to climb high. Albert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong. Something in the pocket. The blood is fresh. Whoever it belongs to could not have gone far. The door won't budge. One fatal wound to the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something,
What? I don't...
some unusual creatures, and they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of an
Your condolences will not bring him back. So much of our blood spilled for nothing. Tell me you know who did it. I want to look him in the eyes, make him beg for mercy.
I don't know exactly. I have
What kind of private eye are you?
a thorough one. When I find him, I'll tell.
Fine. No one leaves the port until then. I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
You look familiar, but old Billy hasn't seen you around.
Hey, got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days.
Stay alert. Monsters lurk underground.
You're some kind of, fortune teller? Really? Like what?
Not so fast, newcomer.
Alright, how much?
Your money has no value here, newcomer, and I'll make it easier for you.
Let's hear what...
Good. The sea will be generous in the coming days.
I don't think I follow.
And tall pillars circled by the dead.
I think I'd like my bullet back.
It is what it is. The truth will out soon.
Why do I feel like I got scammed?
I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure. Welcome to Under the...
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn.
Yeah, even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
Robert Throgmorton hired me to investigate his son's disappearance. I found the note about your debt to Lewis near his cold, dead body, and it looks like Lewis murdered Robert's kid. You want him to come here and ask instead of me?
What?
Don't what me. At best, you're harboring a criminal. At worst, you're an accessory to murder.
What? No. I ain't done nothing.
Tell that to Mr. Throgmorton.
No. Throg. Lewis is upstairs. Here's the key.
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day. Bye.
What the? Get the... Oh. Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down.
I got nothing to hide.
Start at the beginning.
We were in our house. If he'd listened to me, we'd all stick.
Come on, Lewis.
Right. Well, but that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances.
I can't remember it. When he and me covered him got something to do with that ape.
What kind of...
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different?
No, I'm sorry.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons.
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable.
And so...
We always conspiring behind our backs. Always setting people against us.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
You mentioned a grand family.
Huh. So you're a newcomer, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld. The Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right. Those...
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. Have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds.
It turns out I arrived here unprepared for business.
I knew you'd understand. Here you are, Mr. Reed.
Just as I suspected, the Innsmouther Lewis is responsible for your son's murder. Seems like he had a bone to pick with your family.
Oh, that scum won't be getting off easy. The whole city shall see what happens when you cross the Throgmorton. Justice, bittersweet as it is.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Kay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
think I'm going mad, Mr. Throgmorton. I see things, visions, and I needed to stop. I was drawn here, or guided, or I don't know. But I believe the source of this madness is here, in Oakmont.
You're not wrong, Mr. Reed. An inexplicable hysteria spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
A geological expedition?
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same sort.
Do these cases of hysteria involve...
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture.
Her words exactly.
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than just a natural disaster.
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened defied scientific explanation.
Has your expedition found anything? You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed. Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. I'll also... The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering.
If I'm going to look into...
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again. I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.